Hey guys, it's Tracy and I will be teaching you how to make a bridal bouquet out of origami paper. So, this will be your end result. It's beautiful. I love it and it's cheap. So, a few things you want to make sure that you have. Hot glue gun. That, very important. You also want to make sure that you have a paper cutter. This definitely comes in handy. This right here, wooden dowels, or little mini wooden dowels. Definitely avoid toothpicks because that's too skinny, but this is perfect. And little jewels, if you can see that. These jewels I'll be putting on the inside of the flowers later on. Floral tape. This is something else that you want to make sure that you have also. And to me, one of the most important parts is the styrofoam ball. This right here is the key thing. So, what I'm going to show you here now, well, the paper cutter does come in handy because I try to look into origami paper, but a lot of the packs already came, like, I guess the color paper was already pre-selected, so didn't want that. So I decided, since my wedding colors are going to be green, purple, white, and silver, I'll at least start off with a purple, at least some type of purple shade. So I really like the solid purple with the dotted polka dots. I love it. It's really cute. So these worked well together. And with the white paper, I got really lucky because I actually forgot to buy it. But I was like, you know what? I have computer paper at home. I'll just try it out just to see how it worked, and it worked out great. So, who loves to save money, this is perfect because I don't have to pay anything extra for it. So, white paper works great. The reason why the paper cutter works so nicely is because I actually cut out different size squares. So, you'll have, like I have 4 by 4, so 4 inch by 4 inch square, and a 3 inch, so 3 by 3 square. So, if you can see the difference in size here. So if you want to kind of give the flower a little bit more, little versatility, it's kind of nice to be able to cut your own sizes. So you don't have to do that, but that's just what I did on mine. So I'm going to teach you how to start making these little flowers. Now keep in mind though, if you happen to have paper that either only has color on one side and the other one's blank, you want to make sure that you have the color part down. That's the most important thing. If you have paper that's color on both sides, it doesn't matter. So, alright, so we're going to do color side down. Since you can't see what I'm doing down here, I am going to bring it up to you. So you want to make sure you pull this part right here, the little ends, pull them up together to make it look like a triangle. So, So fold that up. You definitely want to make sure also that these are creased really well. The cleaner the lines, the better. So, crease that bad boy. Alright, the next thing you want to do. You want to make sure this corner meets this top corner. Sorry if it's going to be a little weird because I'm doing this backwards, but whatever. So, corner, crease. So it went from here to here. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. So you will be making a lovely square. Ooh. Sometimes the crease can get kind of hard. Okay, so you have a nice little square. So at this point, what you want to do, take one of these flaps right here, where this edge is right here. You want to make sure it meets this edge. So I'll pull it down so it goes like this. So you'll fold it down to meet this part. So let me fold it and I'll show you what I did. Okay. So there it is. So it started off like this. And you took this edge and met it to the opposite edge, like so. So I'll be doing it on the other edge. Same thing, you just want to mirror the images, that's fine. Alright. So, here's what that looks like now. So the next part you want to do, this is a little bit tricky, so I'm going to try to do it here. At this part, where you fold it, you want to make sure you kind of open this part right here. Open that fold. Because what you want to do, you want to flatten it out in a way. So, here you go. See? So you want to flatten that out. The way you know if you did it right is if this crease right here is actually down the center. So you did that right. So crease, crease. And we're going to do it on this side. Surprise, surprise. We want to make everything equal. So let me do it on that side too. Okay, so now everything's all open like this. See? So next part, you want to make sure these little corner flaps go down. Like that. So I'm going to crease that down. We'll do the same thing on the other side. Okay, so now we're like this now. Next step, you want to make sure you fold this back up. So here's that. So went from there to here. Okay, fold that back up. Again, same thing on the other side. Fold that up. And what do you know? You're back to that square again. So this right here, at this point, this is your first petal that you'll be making. Now keep in mind, the flower that you'll be making contains 5 petals. So this is just one. So what you want to do, at this point, you want to fold it together. So you want to have these parts meet, like this. See? Well, sort of. Once I glue it together, you'll be able to see the end result, like the nice one, but there it is. So when you bring it together, you can kind of open these flaps a little bit. That's your first petal. So what you want to do is make sure that you have your hot glue ready. And let's go ahead and glue. I want to make sure you glue this one side right here. Well, if it wants to, like, oh, here you go. Ooh, oh, whoa, that is a blob of glue. All right, well, try not to do that, but put enough on there. So you'll have the 2 meet. Ouch, that was very hot. So you want to do, sometimes what helps is you put pressure. So you want to put your fingers on the inside here. It's going to clamp it down. You can do that. So sometimes, though, if you notice there's a little gap right here, too. What I like to do sometimes, like right when this other part of the glue dries up, I'll just add more glue to it. So, glue in there. And you want to make sure you bring it together, just so it'll stick eventually. So this is the part that's kind of annoying because you have to wait for it to dry. So just kind of waiting around. Sometimes I feel like I need the Jeopardy theme song to be playing in the background. So, all right, so that's all glued up. So, voila, you got yourself your first petal. So yeah, that's so pretty. I love it. This one right here is actually 3x3, so it's a little bit smaller. But again, you can do it however you want. So I'm actually going to show you how to assemble everything because I actually have 5 petals I already did, so you don't have to worry about sitting around watching me do the rest. So, what I'm going to do here for the first petal, whoa, went flying. First petal here, you want to make sure you glue just the one side because you're going to be connecting another petal to it. So, just put some hot glue down just that part there. I don't know if you can see it, but I just put some glue there. Take another petal, and you want to connect it. So, if you can see what I'm doing here, you connect it that way. And what will be helpful is if, again, you add pressure to it. So you hold it like this. It looks like a teepee. So yes, you're waiting for it to dry up a little bit here. But luckily, though, it doesn't take that long. So you got your first 2 petals connected. What you want to do at this point is you want to go ahead and glue this wooden dowel to this. But you kind of want to eyeball this part a little bit, depending on how far you want this rod to go inside the styrofoam ball itself. So if you only want like this much to go in it, then use the glue to do the other half. So if that makes sense. So what I'm going to do, since I'm only going to put this rod like halfway up, I'm going to only put the glue halfway up this petal area. So glue that down. Glue. All right. Gets kind of messy. So go ahead and put so you put the rod right there. Again, you gotta let it wait to dry a little bit. So, so while this is drying, you can go ahead and add your other petals to it. So, glue just like you did the other ones. Ugh, messy. Glue that there. Again, you want to put some pressure on it again. So you got number 3. let's go ahead and add the fourth one. Number 4. Alright. Number 4! Woo! So this last one, this one's kind of important because what's going to happen, you're going to be gluing on each one of these sides. And sometimes it doesn't always fit perfectly right here, but luckily for us that it is going to fit well, like this right here. Sometimes if it seems a little bit tight right here, what you can do is once you put glue on both sides, you can actually squeeze this down and then kind of put it in there. But I'm going to go ahead and put some glue on the sides here. There you go. Both sides. We're going to go ahead and put the last petal in there. So this one, you gotta put both fingers in there just to hold it together. So, pew pew. It looks like a little gun. So, so hold that together until it dries. Voila! You got your little flower. So, the unfortunate thing though, when I went to, actually everything I bought was from Michael's, if I didn't say that earlier, but when I bought these, unfortunately, I didn't know how wide the gap was going to be here. So if I put these on here, it would fall through. So what I did, I just pre-cut little circles just from paper. I mean, you can do whatever color you want. I just did the white paper. So I'm going to put the hot glue on here, and then I'll just stick it right here. So let me... And that is pretty hot. Ouch. So stick it right in the center. Like that. And at this point, you can actually go ahead and put your little jewel in there. So I just put this little jewel. Put a little dab of glue in here. Just put it right to the top. Oh man, something followed that. Okay. So there you go. So you have, if you see the little stone there, so you can do whatever color you want, so that's what you do. So the next thing that you want to do is you just want to kind of, again, take a look. You want to make sure that you don't want to use this to poke a hole in here, because if you put too much pressure on it, which this is kind of hard to break through, it will actually break from this. So you want to go ahead and just kind of figure out, this is where you want your flower. So if you want, you can kind of stick a little hole in there first just to kind of get an idea. And then use this to just all the way through. And sometimes you might make a mistake and you might have to poke more holes, but whatever. Just try to figure out the best that you can. So you want to use this. Now since I figure out this is where it's going to be, just stick it right on in there. And there you go. Now, remember how I told you before, you have the 4x4 flower, and you have the 3x3 flower. You want to be careful though too. Where you put the wooden dowels, you want to give the smaller flower a little bit more stick poking out, just because you want the tops of the flowers to be equal. You don't want it to be, one being shorter than the other. So just kind of figure out how you want to lay that before you do it. So, so that is how you make a beautiful bouquet. When you figure out your pattern, how you want the design to be, because all these right now are not glued in. Once you figure it out, you want to put your hot glue on here and then stick it in here. And that is it. And what you want to do for the bottom part is, it's on you completely. I just used a Bic pen and just wrapped it up in floral tape and stuck it in there. I'm actually going to use one of these just because I'm going to put it down on a stand. I'm going to probably cover this later with floral tape. But do whatever you want, but in the end, this is what you'll be getting. It does take time, but I'm telling you, it's completely worth it, and it'll save you so much money. So thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. Bye, guys.